3.
All right. Hey, I lived in London for 3 months. That's all. All right. Fantastic.
The first quarter whirly ball.
No, I think it's 3.
What people might not know about me is that I once spent the summer following oleander and buck cherry around the state of Texas.
You want to say hi? Sorry.
Hello. I don't really know what I'm supposed to say, but I was not old enough to drink at my own wedding. When I got engaged, I got engaged on my 19th birthday, and we got married 2 months after my 20th birthday. Technically, my wife's 2 years older, so she could have been my guardian for alcohol, but I'm not a big drinker anyway, so it wasn't that big a deal. So, that's it. The end.
I spent 2 summers sleeping on gymnasium floors all over the country.
10 minutes before I have to go. Go.
Okay. Believe it or not, a little trivia about me is that I wrote the first third-party application ever certified by safety. It was called Cirrus Screen Highlighter, and as near as I could tell from the experience, we were certifying their approval process at the same time they were certifying our product, because they didn't really know what they were doing. But after some number of days, we got a certificate, kind of like the Amadeus certificate, that went on the wall and never served any other further purpose, and they dropped the whole certification process a few years later.
Okay, this is my fact known that's little known. First, my name is John Ferrier, and my factoid is this is what I look like, because I'm usually behind a door that's usually closed. But I was not always this effective a communicator. One time I thought I was doing a young lady a very big favor by allowing people to go home early. It was a holiday coming up, and so I was passing by different people's desks, and I passed by our receptionist, and I said, listen, finish up what you're doing and plan to be out of here by 2:30. And then I went on to the sales department and was talking to them about the fact that we were closing at 2:30, and she came running up to me, eyes swolled out, red and dripping tears, said, what? And she said, you can't do that to me. I said, can't do what? Said, you can't fire me like that. And I said, does someone have a guilty conscience? I just meant we were, closing early. It was a holiday, and, have a good time. So, I'm trying to improve my communication skills, and I hope this one does it. Did it. See? Can't do it.
I was a German folk dancer for 2 years at Plano Senior High and won state twice.
Okay, go.
Hi, I'm Ramon, and I've moved 21 times.
When I was 3 years old, I was actually run over by a pickup in Gunnison, Colorado. I was riding my little big wheel, ran up behind a pickup, and they didn't see me and backed right over me and went skating on a gravel road. So that's my factoid. Run with it if you will.
And we're on.
Hello. I still hold the high school state champion record for 1-meter springboard and 5-meter platform diving.
Okay, my name is Kevin, and on your factoid sheet, I'm the one that said that I've owned close to 100 cars in my life, and that's true. I have. I've been buying and selling old cars most of my life, and pretty much focus on older American muscle cars, General Motors mostly, Oldsmobiles. I've had a handful of Pontiac GTOs, Buick Grand Sports, that sort of thing. So I buy them, fix them up a little bit, sell them. Sometimes I do a lot of work to them, sometimes I don't do any work to them. And make a little pocket change so that I've got 2 keepers in the garage, and I buy and sell stuff so that I can make money to work on those, so I don't have to use mortgage money, and keeps my wife off my back. So there you go. I've currently got 2 1970 Cutlasses in the garage, 1 hardtop, 1 convertible, and a whole attic full of parts. So that keeps me busy. So there you go.
being chased. And
No, that one does have. Yes, this is a.
Harley, my confession is that I'm so sick of Taylor killing me.
Oh, crud, this car is...
Where are you at, Gabby?
No!
No!
Oh my god!
Sir,
now.
See?
Going to
Now you
phone
made me
you
the YouTube.
noobs, but you don't care.
What? Sit down.
Bring it on.
Oh, hide behind the bubble. Come on now.
Yeah. So I have it.
Is that the bubble that you stole from me, Jeremy?
Yes.
There's a whole lot of I was trying to use that bubble. No, don't. Oh my god.
Oh,
yeah.
It
No,
wouldn't
quit
fire.
shooting me. Don't shoot. Let me shoot the...
I didn't do it.
No, the brown person there.
Everybody. It wasn't me. I didn't get the kill.
What's the deal?
Hello. My confession is that I've known John for 22 years. I've known him since I was 5 years old. I met him through my mom. They worked together at a company called Murray Travel. Okay, that's it.
My factoid is that when I was younger, I punched an ex-wrestler, Chris Savage, across the jaw. And that's it.
My factoid is that I have 3 kids.
When I was working for Color Time Rento, I pulled a knife on some customers because they pushed me up against a van and threatened to hit me with a big stick. And they called the cops on me, but the cops laughed at them. That's pretty much it.
Go.
Played basketball for 2 years in high school. Won 2 championship rings while on the team, and then decided to try my hand at something else and quit and moved on. So that's pretty much it.
Dang it. I met Doug in 7th grade, and so I've known him for 13 years.
I once participated in a water balloon fight at a crack house in LA. That's it.
I have a second family that my wife doesn't know about in Abilene, Texas.
I switched majors over a dozen times in college.
Action.
Yeah, I played baseball for many years and never had a single hit.
Alright, nobody would ever... Oh, shit. Nobody would ever think that a sports fan like me would like marching band, but I was actually in the marching band in high school and 2 years in college. Oh, shit. You're making me laugh. Alright. Nobody would ever think a sports fan like me would be in the marching band, but that's what I did in high school and 2 years in college.
So here I was on the in my kitchen in Jamaica, and on the side of the stove I heard a little rattling, or like a little kind of noise. And I went over there, and lo and behold, this little Mickey, a little mouse, was stuck to a glue trap. And apparently only half of him was stuck, though. His tail was stuck, but his head was still trying to squirm off and move around. So I felt really bad for him, because, he was a cute little guy, and I figured, I'm going to throw him in the trash. He's going to get stuck there, have to die slowly. So, you know what? I'm going to try to put him out of his misery. I'm going to do the good thing. So I looked around the kitchen, and I grabbed a butter knife. And I decided I was going to try to whack him with the blunt end of a butter knife. So I proceeded to put him on the floor, and then I proceeded to try to whack him with it. And every time that I did this, he would squirm out of the way, and he would do back and forth. And he kept doing this for about 3 or 4 times, and finally I got really upset, and I just threw him in a plastic bag and hit it with a broom. But yes, suffice to say, he ended his life peacefully, and I was happy then as well.
Alright, when I was younger, I used to sell candy at school just to get some money and, buy some extra stuff. So this one time I was at gym and a whole bunch of people just they all knew, so they all came at me and they're like, oh, we want to buy this, we want to buy that. And the gym teacher saw us and she's all like, well, she reported me to the counselor, not the counselor. Okay, start over. Alright, when I was younger, I used to sell candy, just random candy from my backpack. Because I forget what I'm talking about. So you can go ahead and restart. When I was younger, I used to sell candy at school. This one time I was at gym and I used to sell it out of my backpack so everybody knew. And they kind of tried to be discreet about it, but this one time just a bunch of guys just came over and they're like, oh, I want this, I want this. So I'm like, oh, okay. The gym teacher saw us doing that, so she kind of got me in trouble and she reported me. So I got suspended because I was selling candy in gym class.
Okay, so my fact today is that I know how to play the clarinet. Story behind that is I actually wanted to play the drums, but when I went into 6th grade and I auditioned for the clarinet, or I was picking my instrument, I didn't realize that the drums were in the percussion area. And for some reason, the instructor that I actually talked to about this wouldn't just tell me, yeah, drums are part of percussion. So we actually sat there having an argument for about 5 or 10 minutes about how I wanted to play the drums, and he kept asking me percussion. So I'm like, drums, percussion, drums, percussion, drums. And he's like, try this clarinet. So I did, and I liked how it sounded and felt, so I stuck with it up until sophomore year of high school.
There we go, nice catch. And a fling. Oh, too much, too much. I guess I shouldn't be yelling.
Seconds. Good shot. Point ready, tie game. 10
Great
seconds.
shot. 9.
8 seconds. 7.